Facing Death, A Tale of the Coal Mines by George Alfred Henty. This unabridged recording is produced by Jim Hodges of jimhodgesaudiobooks.com. Chapter 1. Evil Tidings. A row of brick-built houses with slate roofs at the edge of a large mining village in Staffordshire. The houses are dingy and colorless, and without relief of any kind. So are those in the next row, so in the street beyond, and throughout the whole village. There is a dreary monotony about the place, and if some giant could come and pick up all the rows of houses and change their places one with another, it is a question whether the men now away at work would notice any difference whatever until they entered the houses standing in the place of those which they had left in the morning. There is a church and a vicarage half hidden away in the trees in its pretty old-fashioned garden. There are 2 or 3 small red-bricked dissenting chapels, and the doctor's house with a bright brass knocker and plate on the door. There are no other buildings above the common average of mining villages, and it needs not the high chimneys and engine houses with winding gear dotting the surrounding country to notify the fact that Stokebridge is a mining village. It is a little past noon, and many of the women come to their doors and look curiously after a miner, who, in his working clothes and black with coal dust, walks rapidly towards his house, with his head bent down and his thick felt hat slouched over his eyes. "It's Bill Hayden. He works at the Vaughan." "What brings ye up at this hour?" "Summat wrong, I'll be bound." Bill Hayden stopped at the door of his house in the first row spoken of, lifted the latch, and went in. He walked along a narrow passage into the back room. His wife, who was standing at the washing tub, turned round with a surprised exclamation, and a bulldog, with half a dozen round tumbling puppies, scrambled out of a basket by the fire and rushed to greet him. "What is it, Bill? What's brought thee home before time?" For a moment Bill Hayden did not answer, but stooped and, as it were mechanically, lifted the dog and stroked its head. "There's blood on thy hands, Bill. What be wrong with thee?" "It bain't none o' mine, lass," the man said in an unsteady voice. "It be Jack's. He be gone." "Not Jack Simpson?" "Aye, Jack Simpson, the mate I have worked with ever since we were butties together. A fall just came as we worked side by side in the stall, and it broke his neck, and he's dead." The woman dropped into a chair, threw her apron over her head, and cried aloud.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?